12, 2013, 11 a.m. agenda. Members, the first bill is House Bill 1429 relating to health. Directs the Departments of Health and Human Services to maintain an inventory of all community-based care facilities licensed or certified under their jurisdiction and their vacancies to facilitate the placement of individuals in community-based facilities. The first testifier is Loretta Fuddy, Director. In opposition? Thank you very much. Oh, I'm sorry. That's all we have. Is there anyone here wishing to testify? Please come forward. The director. Okay. Good morning.
I did email testimony in. I believe here I have an extra copy I can give you if you like.
Okay. Thank you, Louis. Please go forward.
Thank you, Chair Carol Chivalati. I'm Lou Erdeshek. I'm the director of the Hawaii Disability Rights Center, and we are in support of this bill. We've advocated this for a pretty long time. I mean, actually, this issue I don't think has been in front of the legislature in the last few years, but a few years ago, we saw a lot of problems with people who were trying to find care homes. In particular, they were backing up in facilities. So a few years ago, we had a bit of a crisis where people would go into an acute facility, they would then stabilize, and when they were going to try to go out into the community, they just couldn't find a place, so they were backing up in the hospital. And so what happens is that case managers are calling on the phone, you know, you got a vacancy, trying to find a bed. And so even a low-tech dinosaur like myself has figured out how to make hotel reservations online. And so essentially that's all this would involve, is that there would be some sort of central way of putting this on a computer so people would know who's got vacancies and who don't. So it would save a lot of time. It would facilitate the community placement of individuals, and it would get them out of the hospitals and the longer-term facilities. So we think it's a good idea. I'm not sure what the department's opposition is based on, whether it's a resource issue or not, but we think that conceptually something like this is the way to go, and we thought that the department was moving in that direction, and perhaps they have. I don't know, but thank you.
Thank you very much. Director of Human Services.
Thank you. I apologize. We did submit written testimony, so my apologies.
We haven't. Sorry.
Oh, thank you. The Department of Human Services defers to the Department of Health regarding Sections 2 and 3 of this bill, which pertains to facilities under the Department of Health's supervision. With respect to Section 4, directing the DHS to provide this information, we would like to advise you that currently we do post this information on our website, and the website address is contained in my testimony. We do have a disclaimer on the website, however, that the information is posted by our community care foster family homes, is not verified by DHS. We would also note that these vacancies are reported by our contractor and posted by Community Ties of America, who we contract to provide services. The list is updated and transmitted to the Department of Human Services 2 times a month. Should this bill move forward and request that the DHS update or provide improvements to this system, we would ask that you defer until July 1st, 2014, when the Community Care Foster Home Program will actually pass over to the Department of Health and be under their jurisdiction. So it doesn't seem prudent to ask us to make additional financial investments at this point in time, but we just want to reaffirm that we do post bi-monthly this information on a website.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone here wishing to testify in this measure? Seeing none, members, House Bill 1432 relating to Aging and Disability Resource Centers appropriates funds to support a statewide Aging and Disability Resource Center with sites in each county, effective July 1, 2013. West Slum Director, in support. Thank you very much. Gary Simon, Chair of the Policy Advisory Board for Elder Affairs, in support. Healthcare Association of Hawaii, in support. Steve Tam, Director of Advocacy, AARP, in support.
AARP stands on
Thank you very much. Barbara Service, in support. Rochelle. Thank you. Rochelle Ribbentrop, in support. Shalene Torn-Burian, I hope I said that correctly, in support. Laura Horgan.
I stand on my support.
Thank you. Margaret Elcock in comments. Troy Abraham in support. Is there anyone here wishing to testify in this measure? Seeing none, members, any questions? Okay, seeing none, members, we're going to recess this agenda for decision-making after our other agenda. We have an 11:15 agenda, and we'll go back to our 9:30 agenda at this time. Thank you. Agenda, and we'd like to go back to House Bill 1244 relating to child visitation. Permits family court to award reasonable visitation to grandparents if denial of visitation would cause significant harm to the child. Establishes presumption that visitation decisions by parent are in the best interest of the child. Presumption may be rebutted by a preponderance of the evidence. Identifies factors court may consider in awarding visitation. And we have Lori Temple, staff attorney, ACLU, comments. Raylene, Westside Service Provider Network, in support. Is there anyone here wishing to testify in this measure? Seeing none, members, do we have any questions? Okay, moving right along. House Bill 1315 relating to foster care allows former foster care youths who are attending an institution of higher education as a full-time student to stay in the foster care system until the age of 23. Our director.
Thank you. The Department of Human Services supports the intent of this bill, but we prefer the administration bill, House Bill 873, which has already passed out. It is a much more comprehensive program that provides and protects not only foster children who are enrolled in college, but who are working in trade schools or otherwise engaged in job training or otherwise disabled. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Hawaii Foster Youth Coalition in support.
Please stand in support.
Thank you. Rochelle Coop, Outreach Coordinator, in support. Judith Clark, Executive Director, Hawaii Youth Services Network, in support. Savannah Mariani, in support. Grace Holton, in support. Is there anyone here wishing to testify on this measure? Seeing none, members, any questions? Okay, members, that was the last bill on the 9:30 a.m. agenda, so I'm going to recess for decision making so that we can open up on our 11:15 agenda. Recess.